Okay, so when we built this bed, the 3D cursor was in the center of the grid. So every object we raised, which was starting with the mattress, then the base, um, always raised at the center grid. So we know that this bed is centered on the grid. Now, to duplicate these posts, probably the best thing to do is to use a mirror modifier. So they're all identical. But when I put this text in here, I move my 3D cursor. So I'm going to reset my 3D cursor to the center of the grid, which is Shift and C. Alright, so I've got this post selected and I want to mirror it to the other side. So let's go to the modifiers tab and add a mirror modifier. Okay, and you'll see that nothing is happening. No, we've added modifier, and the reason for that is because the modifier uses the origin point as the mirror plane. Okay, so what we should do here is move this origin to the 3D cursor. We know the 3D cursor is in the center of the grid, so if we move the origin to the center, it should mirror on the origin. Okay, so to move this origin in object mode, we go to object, we can go to set origin, and we can change the origin to 3D cursor. And you see it has mirrored along the x-axis, same distance, exactly the same from the origin. Okay, we can do the same with this one. We'll select this smaller post here, we'll add a mirror modifier. Nothing's happened because the origin is in the center of the object. If we move the origin to the 3D cursor, object set origin, origin 3D cursor, you'll see it's mirrored. Okay, so there is our posts, our base, and our mattress. Now, when we look at the picture, or kind of, mattresses are very rounded. They haven't got these sharp square edges, so we should probably work on this mattress. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into edit mode and I'm going to go into edge mode. I can't see all the edges because they're hidden in the post, so let's use this X-ray function. I'm going to select these 4 edges in the corners, so select one, shift select the other 3. Alright, and I'm going to bevel them to round them off, so Control B, and I'm just going to pull them in like that, and then I'm going to use my scroll wheel to add a few more segments. Now it's not going to really matter much about the geometry on the mattress, because once we've got the sheets and the covers on, we can delete the mattress, so we can really do as much as we like here. But what I was doing is I was just pulling it into, it's just inside the posts there. If we have a look at this back one, just inside the post. Alright, now what I can do is I can select, it won't loop select, so I'm going to have to manually select these edges all the way around, just on the top. I suppose a quicker way with that would be to select the face and then go back to edge mode. Let's try that actually. Let's deselect all. I double tap the A key. Let's go to face select, select this top face, and go to edge select, and it's selected the same edges. Alright, so once again I can bevel these to make them rounder and softer. Control B and pull my mouse away. We've got a lot of geometry here, so I'm using my scroll wheel to kind of reduce it a bit. Maybe 2 segments. Okay, let's look what options we got here. 2 segments and the width and the profile. We can kind of pull the roundness to one end or the other, but I want it about 0.5 in the middle. Shift, there we go. happens with the spread? Not much. We set to default value. So anyway, we've kind of rounded this edge here. Let's come out of X-ray and let's go into object mode so we can see this. And you can see how our mattress is looking a lot softer around the edges. I probably need to do that on the bottom as well. Let's go to edit mode, let's go to face select, and let's go with the X-ray, and let's pick up that bottom face, change that to edge, Control B, and I can kind of round that as well. Let's go back to object mode, turn off the X-ray, deselect all. See how that's looking a bit softer and we're getting more kind of definition. Alright, I should probably shade this as smooth. Select it first, shade as smooth. Okay, so we're getting this much softer mattress. And it's kind of inside the post as it would be. Sitting on everything. Alright, so next we want a footboard and a headboard. We kind of have a footboard here, but not really. What I'm going to do is select this base object, go to edit mode, I'm going to go to face select mode, select this face, and I'm going to duplicate it on the Y axis. So Shift D, Y, bring it out a little bit. Alright, while I've got this face selected, I'm going to partition it off into its own separate object, separate it off. So that'll be P and separate selection. Alright, so now I can go back into object mode. I can select this object, this base object, which is now on its own. If I grab it, you can see that's on its own. Alright, I'm going to edit it. So let's tab into edit mode. Let's go into face select. Let's actually once again, let's get rid of this panel. Go into X-ray so we can see everything. I'm going to grab this top edge. I'm going to grab it upwards a little on the Z and downwards a little on the Z or the Z. Okay. To make this kind of footboard type thing. Alright. Let's go into object mode. And let's use a solidify modifier to give this some thickness. So go to modifiers, add modifier, solidify. Okay. And then I can put in the amount of thickness that I want here for it to be. Basically, I want it to come back to just about touching the mattress. Somewhere about there. Okay, so we've made this footboard. We can do the same for the headboard. So let's grab this object again, or select this object. Let's go to edit mode, face select, select this back face, Shift D, this time on the Y axis, bring it out a little bit. P to separate it off, separate that selection, go back into object mode and select this new object, edit it, and go to edge select, select this top edge, and I'm just going to reference my picture, probably want it, I'm going to bring it just below the top of the posts. Alright, so G and Z or Z, and bring it up to about there. Somewhere about there. We'll put this arch in later. Like I said, we're not worried about the details yet, we're just blocking the bed out. And once again, I'll grab this bottom edge and bring it down a little. come back into object mode. Let's add a solidify modifier. And give it some kind of thickness. Let's turn off that X-ray. Have a look. Alright, this picture's getting in my way now. So what I can do, the picture goes on the empty, I can hide it. Simple as that. Right, so we've got a basic shape now for our bed. Probably time to work a little on this arch. We kind of know our dimensions are right because we sized up the mattress and then built from that. It's looking quite good. Let's go into orthographic, distorted, back into perspective. It's looking fine. So yeah, that is the basic blocking out of the bed. Right. Now, for homework, this is what I want you to do. I want you to find a picture of a bed. Something that you want to make. It doesn't have to be the same as mine. It can be any bed you like at all. Something that you actually want to make. Because when you're making stuff that you want to make, you're more passionate about it. You'll put more work into it. And you'll learn more from it. Rather than just following step by step what someone else does. So, find a picture of bed you want to make, and I want you to block it out and get it to this stage, just so we got this kind of rough blocked shape. Okay, and then next week we'll work on putting the details on it and getting it how it should be, and then we'll work on things like the covers and sheets and pillows and soft furnishings and get them all looking nice. So that's going to be the homework, is do your research, find a bed you want to make and get it blocked out in Blender.